Okay, so diving in today, we're talking about, well, it's Bangkok, right? Specifically, Chatuchak Weekend Market, JJ Market, as I hear a lot of people call it. If you're even thinking about a trip to Bangkok and time is tight, which, let's be real, it often is when we travel, then this market, well, the food scene within it is something you got to wrap your head around.
Absolutely. We've been digging into like a whole bunch of sources on this, from big picture Bangkok food stuff to like really specific market guides and travel tips. It's a lot to sift through.
That's where we come in, right? We do the sifting. Today's kind of like your culinary cheat sheet,
Yeah.
specifically for JJ Market. So you can walk in, even if it's just for a few hours, and have an amazing, authentic Thai food experience. No wasted time.
Exactly. We'll lay out what to do, where to go, what to eat, all that good stuff. And a lot of focus on, those dishes that are really unique to Thailand. We want those aha moments for you guys.
Oh, for sure. Speaking of aha moments, just the market itself is kind of one. Chatuchak, this isn't some little side street situation.
No, not at all. One of our sources actually says it's like one of the largest markets in all of Asia. That's huge.
So picture this. Thousands of stalls, tons of them dedicated to food. It's a bit overwhelming, but in the best possible way. You're going to find whatever you're craving, guaranteed.
And that size, it actually works to your advantage in terms of convenience. No matter where you are in the market, you're pretty much surrounded by amazing food choices. It's like built-in efficiency.
Okay, but let's be real. You're not there for days on end, right? Most of us have limited time.
Yeah.
So how do we approach JJ Market food-wise to make the most of, say, like just an afternoon?
That's key. Now, our sources don't specifically mention like designated food zones or anything within JJ, so it's good to know that good food is kind of everywhere. But to really make the most of your time, especially if you hit the market later, when the crowds are peaking, it is one of the largest markets in Asia. After all, it gets busy. Having a bit of a plan is smart.
Okay, so we're not talking like a strict itinerary, more like a mental list.
No.
What are the absolute must-try dishes I cannot leave JJ Market without tasting?
Right, and another super important tip. Small portions. You're grazing, exploring, not committing to a full meal at every stall. That's how you maximize those aha moments.
Sample, savor, move on to the next amazing thing.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, so let's talk specifics. Some of our sources, like the one on Bangkok's culinary landscape, and it's it popped up a few times in the, the pasted text. Yeah, they all talk about pad thai like it's the king.
Well, it's iconic for a reason. It's got this perfect balance of flavors and textures. You've got your savory noodles, that hit of sweetness from palm sugar, some tang from tamarind, crunchy peanuts. Sometimes they'll even add a bit of spice. It works. And you see so many variations at JJ, each with its own little twist. Plus, often they're cooking it right there in front of you. It's part of the whole experience.
Oh, yeah, totally. Now, for something with a kick, I'm seeing some pop up in our research a lot. Green papaya salad. Sounds innocent enough. But the funny fact source, they weren't kidding about the spice level, were they?
Nope, not at all. Sometimes all about those bold flavors. You've got that fresh papaya, tart lime juice, salty fish sauce, a touch of sweetness with palm sugar, and then, of course, the chilies. It's incredibly refreshing, especially in the Bangkok heat. But yeah, you can definitely specify your spice preference. If you want the truly authentic experience, though, get ready for some heat. That interplay of flavors, it's really central to Thai cooking, a real appreciation for balancing tastes.
It's an art form, for sure. Okay, and to cool things down, maybe for dessert, we got to talk about mango sticky rice. It came up in our Chinatown facts again. And then Ban That Thong, too, if I'm remembering right. What is it about this combo that just, works?
It's all about contrasting textures and temperatures. You've got the juicy, sweet mango. It's nice and cool. And then you've got that warm, slightly salty, sticky rice, and it's cooked in this rich coconut milk. It's a classic Thai dessert, perfect for when mangoes are in season. And honestly, it's a great way to finish off all that savory market food on a sweet note. It even has some, cultural significance in certain contexts.
Nice. Okay, so let's say you're wandering through the market. You've had a few small bites, but you need something a bit more substantial. Bangkok's culinary landscape and our big pasted text stock, they both mention satay. Those grilled skewers, man, the smell alone is amazing. What's the draw beyond the aroma?
It's perfect market food. Super easy to eat on the go. You've got your meat, usually chicken, pork, sometimes beef, marinated in these amazing spices, then grilled until it's nice and tender. And the peanut sauce, it just brings everything together. It's rich, nutty, a little sweet, sometimes spicy, perfect protein boost while you're exploring.
Now, for something with a bit more of a traditional vibe, the Ban That Thong source talks about boat noodles. What makes those special?
So boat noodles, they're like this window into a more like rustic, traditional style of noodle soup. It's served in these smaller bowls with a really flavorful broth, usually pretty dark, intense flavor. They often use different kinds of meat and sometimes pork blood. It adds this richness, this depth of flavor that's really unique. And again, the small size, perfect for our sampling strategy. You get to try these distinct flavors without filling up too much.
Awesome. And, Bangkok's known for its seafood. Our Banthat Thong info also mentions grilled river prawns. Should those be on our radar at JJ?
Totally. Grilled river prawns, they're a delicacy in Thailand. Grilling gives them this smoky flavor, and the prawn meat itself is sweet, succulent. JJ might not be right on the river, but vendors will often have fresh, high-quality prawns. So yeah, keep an eye out for them. If you see them being grilled and they look good, go for it. It's a bit more of a splurge maybe, but the flavor is worth it.
Totally agree. Okay, now we've got to highlight some of the smaller, less famous, but equally delicious stuff. Banthat Thong talks about kanam thwai, these little coconut puddings. What are they like?
Kanam thwai, so good. It's a classic Thai dessert, often served in these tiny little ceramic cups. Super cute. It's got a smooth, creamy coconut milk base, and they usually top it with something a little salty. Creates this nice sweet and savory balance, really refreshing, and it gives you a taste of traditional Thai flavors beyond the more well-known desserts.
Now, for those who are all about the noodles, Banthat Thong also mentions dried tom yum noodles. How are those different from the soup version?
So if you're a fan of tom yum soup, that spicy, sour, aromatic flavor, the dry version is a whole different experience, but just as good. The noodles are tossed in this intense tom yum-inspired sauce. It's packed with lemongrass, galangal, chilies, lime. They usually add a bunch of different toppings, too. It's like a concentrated burst of tom yum flavor, but without the broth.
Okay, so picture this. You get to JJ early to beat the crowds and the heat. Banthat Thong mentions choke. That's a savory rice porridge, right? Why is that a popular choice?
It's a breakfast staple in Thailand. It's this smooth, comforting porridge. They often add things like minced pork, an egg, sometimes even a raw egg, and then crunchy toppings like fried dough sticks or green onions. It's light but filling, a perfect way to start a day of exploring the market.
There are a couple more unique things from Banthat Thong that caught my eye. Fried chive cakes, what are those all about?
Those are a classic street food snack. They're made with glutinous rice flour, which gives them this awesome chewy texture, and then chopped chives. They pan-fry them until they're golden brown and a little crispy. They often come with a dipping sauce, too, a savory, texturally interesting bite.
And then there were these Nungnam Nua drinks. Apparently, they're famous for their milk. What's so special about the milk?
Oh, yeah, Numam Nua. That's a specific style of steamed milk drink that's become super popular. It's known for being incredibly smooth and creamy. It's usually got a slightly sweet flavor, too. It's really refreshing and a unique way to stay hydrated while you're wandering the market.
All right, my stomach's officially rumbling just hearing about all this. But JJ Market's not just about food, right? It's a whole shopping experience. One of our sources was talking about MBK Center and how much people love the bargaining aspect of Bangkok markets. Does that apply at JJ even when we're talking about food?
Definitely. You might not haggle over like a plate of noodles, but the whole vibe at JJ is very much about finding great deals, especially compared to more touristy spots. There's this sense of discovery, of getting good value for unique things, and that extends to the food too. It's all part of the local experience.
And it's not just food. We saw mentions of like clothing, handicrafts, souvenirs. It's like a treasure trove of unique stuff you won't find anywhere else.
Exactly. You could literally spend hours just browsing the different sections. There's handmade jewelry, vintage clothes, quirky home decor. It's a total sensory overload. You're not just tasting amazing food, you're seeing, smelling, touching all this cool stuff. It's a great place to find something special to bring back from your trip.
Now let's get real for a sec. We've established that this is one of the biggest markets in Asia. Our pasted text source wasn't kidding about the crowds. What are some practical tips to navigate that, to make the experience more enjoyable?
Yeah, crowds are a real thing, especially on weekends, Saturday and Sunday afternoons. Comfortable shoes are essential. You'll be doing a lot of walking. Staying hydrated is key, too. It gets hot in Bangkok. Carry water or buy drinks as you go. And, typical crowded market stuff. Be mindful of your belongings. Having a general sense of the layout can help, too. Or pick a few landmarks to help you navigate. And if you can, getting there earlier in the day will help you avoid the worst of the crowds.
Good advice. And another tip, it's a good one for any market, really, especially when you're dealing with Thai baht. Carry small denominations.
Yeah.
It just makes things so much easier. Our pasted text mentioned that too.
For sure, having smaller bills and coins on hand, it speeds things up. Makes buying those smaller food items so much smoother. Vendors appreciate it too. Nobody wants to be fumbling around for change.
Right. Now, our pasted text, it describes Bangkok as this sensory delight, right? JJ Market with all the energy, the sizzling food, the aromas. It really embodies that, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's a completely immersive experience. You're not just watching it happen, you're right in the middle of it. The vendors calling out, people chatting, the colors, the smells, the energy. It's intense, but in the best way possible. It's an experience you won't forget.
So for someone visiting Bangkok for the first time, maybe a little intimidated by the food scene, would you say that JJ Market is a good place to start? Like a microcosm of Thai food culture?
100%. It's the perfect place to sample a huge variety of authentic Thai dishes. All in one place. You don't have to run all over the city to try different things. It's efficient, it's exciting, and it's a great introduction to the amazing food that Thailand has to offer. You're bound to find some new favorites.
Awesome. Okay, so we've navigated the crowds, we've got our eating strategy, and we've got a whole list of must-try dishes. As we wrap up our deep dive into the food scene at Chatuchak, what are the key takeaways you want our listeners to remember?
Well, first off, remember that the size and variety of JJ Market make it incredibly convenient for food lovers. You have access to tons of unique dishes, all in one place. Second, by being strategic, arriving early, going for smaller portions, you can really maximize your time and try a wide range of flavors. And lastly, don't forget that JJ Market is more than just food. It's a cultural experience. It's a chance to soak up the atmosphere of Bangkok and find some unique treasures.
Perfectly said. So as you're planning your trip, think about this. Our Bangkok's culinary landscape source touched on how important food is in Thai culture, how it brings people together. What other insights can you gain about a culture by exploring its food scene? I encourage everyone listening to go experience the incredible flavors and energy of JJ Market firsthand. Thanks for joining us this delicious deep dive.